Tell me, what has the experience been like watching it back?
You know, it's been really crazy because I have my own thoughts about how I think
It
it
went.
went. And so it's funny to see how I like lined those up with what my reality is and what the actual reality is.
Right.
But it's like fun. I mean, I know what's going to happen every episode, but it's just, I don't know what everybody else is going to say in the confessionals. So it's nice to see all of the puzzle pieces start to come together.
Definitely. You sort of felt a little frustrated being safe, it seems like. Tell me what that was like.
I mean, you go to this competition because you want to stand out, you want to impress the judges, and ultimately you want to be America's Next Drag Superstar. Because when walking into the competition, you have to think that you are, and like, I do think that I am, but I was like, judges, come on. I feel like I'm doing good. All the girls were giving me, I think the one thing that nobody has really seen was that all the girls were giving me a lot of praise too. And they were like, oh, I love your look. You were so good in this challenge. Like, I hope this is to get into the top. And so everyone was kind of boosting me up. And I'm not the person who's like boastful or anything, but I was like, I feel pretty good about this. Like maybe this is my week to win, or maybe this is my week to be in the top. And so just being safe. And I think the frustrating thing was knowing that I probably would have gotten a high critique in the, in Grey's Anatomy. But that week they separated the highs and the lows, and they only critiqued them. I was like, come on!
No. Well, being safe is obviously a good thing because this season there are so many amazing competitors. I don't think there was one weak link. I've been so surprised with the process of elimination. I know you lived it, but us watching it, I did not expect for Dolly to go home first. I didn't expect Rocco. I mean, the way that this is all panned out just proves how talented you all are.
Right, and it's one of those things where it just one little slip up and you're sent home. It's kind of like, we were saying when we were on set, we were like, this must be like how an all-stars feel, because when you're there and you're looking at the room full of 13 girls, there's no weak link, and everybody has a strength that could take them all the way to the top if you play your cards right and you apply yourself in the challenges. But yeah, it's intense. It's definitely intense.
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm a New York guy, so I've seen you out at the bars many times, and I'm a fan, but you have been killing it on the runway. You come out, and I'm like, I've never seen Jan look like that. Tell me what the origin is of some of these bomb-ass looks.
I think that a lot of people from New York, but anybody who kind of knew me from Instagram and before, are kind of surprised that I did these looks and kind of am turning it on the runway. But in New York City, we do these shows for 2 hours a night, and sometimes I do them by myself, or if not, I have a co-host. But I'm moving, I'm dancing, I'm interacting with people. I'm not gonna wear those outfits on on stage. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be able to move. I'm not going to be able to give the performance that I know I'm capable of. And at the end of the day, I'm a pretty queen, but people are coming there to see me perform and entertain the masses. And so I want to be comfortable. But RuPaul's Drag Race was an opportunity for me to show everybody I do have these great ideas. My drag is conceptual. I like for every single runway that we're doing to have a concept, and I feel like that's what I'm showcasing on this runway. And I think a lot of people are like, well, Jan just looks like she's trying to appease the fans or appease what the judges would like to see. And one, is that a bad thing? And two, also, I get what people are saying where they're like, oh, we don't really see Jan, but I'm like, Jan is this pop star who is in a music video. And when you're doing a music video as a pop star, you have these different looks. You can do one verse and a chorus in one look, and then bam, you're into the second verse, and then you're in a completely different avant-garde look that's supposed to make your jaw drop and go, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, have you heard of Lady Gaga?
Hello! Yeah, exactly. And so I'm like, I want you to always be surprised of what I'm going to do and keep you on your toes. That's exciting to me.
Definitely. Of the looks that we've seen so far of yours, do you have a favorite?
Oh, it's so tough. I especially just because I love all of my designers that I worked with. I think the one that I love the most, just because I think it was so unexpected and I just love the execution of it, was the buttons and bows look.
I was gonna say that's my favorite. I literally screamed at my TV when you came out. I was like, Jan!
It was special. We were like, we're doing something with this.
Yes, I love that. I want to see more of that, and I think we will. So tell me, we watched Snatch Game, which was amazing. I'm sure it felt amazing to get to that point in the competition. Were you happy with how Bernadette Peters went, and did you have other options?
Yeah, I was pretty happy with how Bernadette went. I think that I definitely would have changed things. Going into the Snatch Game, you obviously see what it's like on TV, but when you're in that room, it's a totally different ball game.
Really?
And so you just have to be, I think I could have taken it even further, just watching it back. And like, we could have gone so much farther. But but regardless of that, I'm still not unhappy with how I did it. I'm very happy with how it turned out.
I gotta ask too about Untucked. How was it watching it back? I love you with the shade button. It's classic.
Thank you. It's fun to watch Untucked back. They're definitely, I was highly anticipating Heidi's, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's so good.
I was highly anticipating that moment because we all were like, oh, this is Untucked right now. Okay.
Do you feel like everyone's gotten a fair shake in Untucked, or do you feel like it's gotten, dicey for some?
I definitely think that, especially with everyone with Aiden, I think with Aiden, we just really loved Aiden's personality, but we just weren't getting to see it as much, and it was more so like frustration, being like, open up to us, we want to get to know you more, we really like you and we love your aesthetic, we just want you to come out of your shell a little bit more. And I think that a lot of people translate that to bullying, and totally, like, I understand. I think that in some cases we could have all been a little bit kinder in those situations, but it also, at the end of the day, is a TV show, and people are talking about it, and it's on people's mouths and on their minds, and so we're entertaining people, and that's what we're doing.
And you're backstage, and the reason you're back there is to untuck and talk openly and candidly about each other's looks, what you've seen each other do, and so it's just sort of the name of the game.
Exactly, and it's an open conversation to just be open and honest with each other about how we're feeling about each other in the competition.
Now that you're watching it back with us, who do you think, aside from yourself, is really nailing it?
Obviously, Gigi's doing a wonderful job, won the ball and the Snatch Game, iconic. But also watching it back, Widow is doing a fantastic job. I think that she has done well in every single challenge.
Yes.
Jackie Cox is doing wonderfully. She's done well in every single challenge. Jada's doing wonderfully as well. Yeah. She's great. She always kills it on the runway. So those are my divas that are doing
the best runway of 12 seasons. I really do.
It's strong. We all were looking around the room, like, with all of the talent and just all the unique perspectives, and we were like, oh, this is a runway season.
It's a runway season. And there's personalities. I mean, you guys are all giving us authentic, real stuff.
Yeah, and that's what makes the competition so hard. Everybody is not just a one-dimensional queen. We all have strengths in many different areas to bring to the competition.
Definitely.